So hi ladies, in this tutorial I'm going to take you through the Year 7 Google Sheets task. So the first thing we're going to look at is have a look at the task and see exactly what it involves. So on the document we're going to have a pretend scenario where you are having a party for 10 people and you need to go shopping. We're going to use a Google Sheet to calculate how much it will cost you to buy all the things that you need and how much money you'll have left over. So in this scenario, you've been given 150 imaginary dollars to go shopping with, and you need to buy things for your party, for these 10 people that are coming to your party. So some drinks, some biscuits, some chocolates, some ice cream. You can actually buy whatever you like. You don't have to stick to these ones. It's your party. You can make it up. It doesn't really matter. We're going to use the Woolworths online shop website to be able to find how much things are worth in terms of their prices. So in the background here, I also have the Woolworths online website, so we can actually go through and pretend to buy some things as well. And you can use any of the spare money to buy yourself a treat. So you're going to have $150. You have 10 people that are coming to your party. You need to buy stuff for them to entertain them with, and you have to use the Woolworths online shop to be able to find how much things cost. Now, to do this, you're going to need to use Google Sheets. So on your iPad, make sure that you've got, or the computer for that matter, make sure that you've got Google Sheets installed. And I've got my document here on my iPad. And what you'll see is that when you open up a Google Sheet for the first time, it's actually just a big blank empty grid. You can see across the top that it's got the letters of the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, and it keeps on going and going and going and going until you get to Z, but you can actually extend it. And if you have a look down the left-hand side, you've got all the numbers. Now it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it just keeps on going and going and going, like mine, I don't know, that's like 174, it still keeps going. So spreadsheets are these big grids that keep on going and keep on expanding depending on what you need them to do. One way to think of a spreadsheet is like a big calculator, because it helps us do some calculations pretty well. Now, if you're like me and not great at maths, you'll find that spreadsheets can make your job a lot easier to work some stuff out. So let's go back to the spreadsheet. Across the top, you've got the letters of the alphabet, and each one of those is what we call a column. So the ones going down, so like this is column A, this is column B, this is column C, so they're columns. And the ones going across are the numbers, and we call those rows. So that's, I'm selecting row 1, row 2, row 3, and so on. Let's go back to our document, because our document over here says, to start your spreadsheet, you'll need to have the following headings: my shopping money, and then we need to put 150 in there. So I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet, and where it's column A, row 1, I'm simply going to type my shopping money. My shopping money, that's it. Here we go. So I'm typing that in. And what I'm also going to do is that you can see that where it's got my shopping money is a little bit, the column is a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to extend the column by clicking on it. And you see those little side-by-side triangles. I'm going to click on that triangle and just make it a little bit bigger so it's easier for me to read. I might make it a bit bigger actually. And the next thing is that I need to put 150. Now what I want you to do in column B, row 1, is just type in the numbers 150, but I don't want you to put the dollar sign, and I don't want you to put the decimal point and the zeros as you would for normal money. Now the reason is that spreadsheets are pretty clever when you tell them what you're going to be putting in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say to my spreadsheet, in column B, if I put numbers in there, I want you to automatically make it into money. And to make it into money, I need it to have the dollar sign. And then, like in the example here, I want the dollar sign. And then I'm going to have the dollar value. And then I'm going to have the cent value with 2 decimal places. So in this case, $1.30. In fact, for this 150, it should actually be 150.00. But I'm in my spreadsheet, I'm just putting 150. And I'm going to tell my spreadsheet, from now on, if I put money in there, you need to convert it so that it looks correct for me. And to do that, you've got to perform a couple of functions. So on the top right hand section of the screen, there is the capital letter A with those lines on the side, which is the formatting tool. I'm going to click on that formatting tool, and it says you want to format the text, and the text here lets you make it bold or italicize or change the color and so on. But what I want to format is the cell. So I'm going to click the cell. And by the way, the cells are the little squares. So each time you tap on a little square, they're all cells. And each cell has a name. So if I click on cell A2, I end up with, oops, let's click away. There it is. I've got A2 selected. And if I go A6, then A6 is selected there. Now, if I go, let's say C3, so I'm looking at the top letter C and across letter 3, now I have cell C3 selected. But I want to select everything in the column. So I'm going to just tap in column B and select the letter so that it selects all of it. I'm going to go back to my formatting tool, which is the capital letter A with those lines going across, and I'm going to tap on cell. And I need to format this so that it's a number, a type of number, and I want to specifically format it so that it's Australian dollars. So to find that, you need to scroll down. You go to more formats, more currency formats. Currency means money. And I'm going to select Australian dollar. Now, as soon as I select it, what will happen is that this 150 will automatically have a dollar sign in front of it. It'll put a decimal point and it'll put the 2 zeros on the end of it. So let's select Australian dollar, and straight away you can see that my shopping money is now $150. Let's go back to our document, because the next thing I've got to put in are the shopping items and the cost of each one of these. So I'm going to leave row 2 blank. And then I'm going to go shopping items. So let's go shopping items. Whoops. Shopping items. Here we go. And then I'm going to put cost. Now, a few moments ago, I mentioned that you can format the text so it looks different and so on. I might go ahead and make these bold just so they stick out a little bit. So I'm going to select that one. And on the top left-hand corner, you can see that it's got the capital B for bold, the I for italicized, the U with the line underneath of underline. I'm going to select the bold. I'm going to select shopping items, make it bold. I'm going to select cost and make it bold, just so it stands out a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and put the shopping items that I want to buy for my party. Remember that we're going for 10 people, so sometimes you might need to buy like a big pack of something so that you can share it around. So let's get started. And in my example, I've got Arnott's shapes and barbecue flavored. So I'm going to put in under my first shopping item on my spreadsheet, Arnott's shapes. Is that how you spell Arnott's? Arnotts, I believe it is. Arnott's shapes, and specifically, I'm going to say that I want barbecue flavored. So I'm going to go BBQ for barbecue flavored. Here we go. So there's my first shopping item. Now I need to find out how much that costs. So what I need to do is I want to find out the cost of the Arnott's shapes from the Woolworths sites. So let's go Arnott's and let's go shapes. Oops, and I'm going to do a search for these. And here we go. We've got a whole bunch of the shapes. And I want the, were there barbecue ones? I can't remember if there were barbecue ones. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Arnott's Shapes Originals Barbecue 8-pack. And these cost $3. So on my spreadsheet, I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet, and under cost, I'm going to put $3, but I'm not going to put $3.00. I'm just going to put the number 3. And when I press return, it's going to automatically format it into dollars and cents. Let's go back to my Google Sheets task. The next thing I'm going to buy is some Mars bars share packs. So let's go Mars. I'll see if I can find it in here. Let's go Mars and we'll search what's coming up. Here we go. Here's the Mars bar share pack. It's the giant pack. There's 20 pieces in there. I've got 10 people. That means everyone could have like 2 chocolates each. That would be fantastic. And the Mars bar large party share pack is $5. So I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet and type in 5 and just press return, and it's automatically going to organize it into dollars and cents. Oops, and I forgot to put Mars share pack. So let's put that in as my next item. Mars share pack, or Mars bar, I should say. Mars bars. Oops, let's type that in here. Mars bars share pack. Right, so what the first part of this task is that you need to come up with a shopping list. And in your spreadsheet over here, we got at the top my shopping money and how much you've got to spend. And then for the moment, I just want you to go through and put all of the things after each other that you're wanting to buy for your party. Once you've done your list, then come back and watch part 2 of this video.